Hi everyone and welcome to Tootie Talk Sense, and I am Tootie. Now, since my last video, let's talk about what's been going on, y'all. So, Tasha K and the Larry Reid situation. I'm not going to spend too much time on that for the simple fact is that there's so many videos out there for it. Conscious TV has a lot. He's covering it in detail. So, what had happened was, so Tasha them got, now I explained the last video, Tasha and Larry used to be friends. Now they're not friends. Tasha then sided with Bishop Whitehead, who was into it with Larry. Now it's like Larry has Conscious TV among Wiggins and Storm Monroe on his side, and Tasha has these allegations, these accusers, and Bishop Whitehead on her side. So she didn't put out this series. I didn't go watch it, but she put it out on her channel. It's supposed to be, I think, like 4 interviews called PPP, Preachers, Pedos, and something else, y'all. I didn't go watch it, but that's on her channel. So then, now Larry Reid felt like he needs to respond. So initially he did a response. His response is on his channel. I hear it's like 3 hours. Didn't go watch that either. So then Tasha responds about Larry respond, and her video is titled Larry Reid admits to what he did with a teenager. And I watched the video and I'm like, maybe it's just me, but I ain't hear him admit to nothing. She said Larry, I think it's titled Larry Reid's admit touching or something like that. And I heard in the video him saying touching lives, and he came in contact and touched different people, or touch different, and in the way he was saying it, touch aspects of different people's lives, like touch their life by doing different things for them. Now, if that's I said, now that's genius if you just trying to flip it, but I don't know how people watching it and saying like, yeah, he admitted it when that's not. And if he did, y'all, put in the comments what section on the video so I can go back and watch it. But from what I read, I was like, no. And then it does seem like Tasha K is she's an entertainer. So when she does things, it's like when you look at when the video starts off. Now this is before she aired the video of the accuser. Now when the video starts off, she's all this animated and like, yeah, I got him, and talking crap about like Larry Reid and everything, and she goes and say like a big thing between the two of them is that Larry is saying that Tasha K, this is just like revenge that she's doing, and she is saying that, and Larry's like, because you knew my story, you knew about these alleged accusers, and you were still friends with me to do friends like this, because now they're both doing friends like this. But when they were friends, they were saying they was friends. They weren't doing friends like this. But now they're both saying you still friends with me. So now anytime that I guess she has a history. This is what is being said. Watch Conscious TV. Go watch his 3 hour. Now this is what's being said. She has a history of when she fall out with somebody to have these actual accusations against them, and it's usually some type of sexual innuendo accusation that people are going to turn against you about. So I don't believe she did it with Lovely T. It was like her against Lovely T and the whole YouTube. That was before. Then with the Storm situation, when she felt out with Storm, she said that it was and then she started saying I felt uncomfortable with him being around my kid. Then Von Ray, they tried to spin a narrative of him aggressively doing something to Chelsea. Now it's the Larry Reid and Tasha K, like, I didn't know, and he keeps saying I knew, and I didn't know nothing about that. But in her own recording that she plays, Larry Reid's like, oh, well, I don't know, when she's trying to say he admitted to whatever, and she on the video saying, oh, what if I had a recording of someone, and I'm trying to give you of someone saying that you apologize for doing what you did to them as a kid, when they was a kid. And Larry Reid said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, Tasha K, you already know what, you know, the only accuser who have lied on me is this particular person, and you already know about it. She didn't deny it on the video. So, and then, but she says, oh no, these are other people and blah, blah, blah. So Tasha K is trying to spin it like, oh no, I knew about both of our trauma growing up as kids because both of them was N-word when they was kids. And they talked about it that time Larry talks about it. And I want to say he interviewed with Tasha twice, 3 times. And talked about it and said it. But, so, that's what, so Tasha saying that she knew about that. Larry Reid said that no, you knew about this accuser that you're trying. That's the thing that he's talking about suing her for, because he's telling you knew about this accuser. I talked to you about this accuser. I told you it all wasn't true. And you're still choosing, once you fall out with me, is to go and try to put all this stuff off on the internet, and you know it's false information. So now Larry is talking about, at first he was suing just the guy. And that's a whole drama too, because he was suing the person who's going on these interviews accusing him, because he's saying it's false information. Now the lawsuit was dropped. Now Larry is saying the lawsuit was dropped because that the guy, you have to file in the right state, and when he served the guy, his mom got the papers, and then the guy went back and said, "Oh, I don't live there," so Larry Reid had to drop it in order to file in a new state. Tasha is saying he dropped it because she said she told him about the interview of a person speaking out, and she told him about the recording of him apologizing, and that's why he dropped it. So Larry Reid said he got receipts to show that the lawsuit was dropped before Tasha K even came with this thing. He got the receipts of when the lawsuit was dropped and screenshots of when Tasha called him. So the lawsuit was dropped like a day or a week or whatever before the Tasha K phone call. So that's one thing. So then, let's see. Tasha K put out her interviews. Larry Reid responded with his 3-hour. Then Tasha K responded with another YouTube video. Then now Larry Reid then went on him, Amon Wiggins, and Storm Monroe that had a sit down, and they talked it and addressed it and asked some questions there. Now it's also a thing that Conscious TV and Amon Wiggins is into it. Now, whether they fighting over the Larry situation, as far as, I'm assuming these two may not get along, but Larry is friends. Yeah, everybody done had that. But 2 of your friends don't get along, but you friends with both of them. And so it gets a little catty. So that's what that situation. I mean, Amon Wiggins did a video, a whole one-sided wig video, and then addressed different people talking about him being easy on Larry Reid and blah, 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 blah. That Larry Reid bought him. He's saying that he didn't, and he believed the guy. Conscious TV then went back and then did a video on how his wig was cheap and you could never be me. So this YouTube stuff is just, I'm happy I ain't that big, baby. Don't nobody know me. The show be over here talking about my hair, and I wouldn't care. So I said, what I wanted to do today, because everybody keeps saying Tasha K so narcissistic. Tasha K so narcissistic, and her assistant, who is Chelsea, which is all a lot of this started from. So when I initially was watching Tasha K, and when she first brought in Chelsea, I was like, oh, she don't sit right. Something about her wasn't right. She was like always trying to be on the camera, but tried to act like she didn't want to be on the camera. Like if you know Tasha K is recording, and you know they're doing a live and everything, she'll always like be talking and everything in the back, and it's like you want to be on the camera. So then they eventually, start bringing her on, and then she would always sat with Tasha K's husband. And I'm like, what type of threesome? Because That's just me, because I'm a jealous wife too. Me, if you're in his family, baby, you can't say too much stuff to my husband. Excuse me. What? But I was just like, no, I wouldn't trust her around my husband because she too much shit. For me, baby. Then the whole Von Ray stuff came out, and initially I was like, I think she may be like bring that channel down. But now that everything is coming out, I'm like, oh, they're alike. You got somebody to, now feed off your bullshit. So, they get along. They get along, and that Storm Monroe, Armand Wiggins, and Larry Reid YouTube video that they put out, they said that there's allegations that Tasha K, her husband, does, I guess bring people in, into their bedroom. So, I mean, it's possible. I don't know. If they do, more power to them. What I do not like, the only thing I do not like is that if you're talking about Tasha K, then talk about her personality. But what I see a lot of the men are doing is dragging her as far as she's ugly, and I don't think Tasha K is ugly. And I'm like, are you saying that because she's dark and it's all her bald head and having short hair doesn't mean anything? It means you choose to keep your hair short. A lot of women in my family choose to keep their hair short, and because our hair grow our hair grow quickly, and it's a lot to deal with. And some people just like to keep it short because it's more easily manageable. So that's one thing. But I said at the same time, when I'm into it with somebody, baby, ain't none off limits when I'm talking about you. So maybe the kids, I don't do the kids, but everything else, from the adults, from you to everything else, yeah, I might. Who knows? So I said, let me read this, what a narcissist is, right? So a narcissism is extreme self-involvement to the degree that it makes a person ignore the needs of those around them. While everyone may show occasional narcissistic behavior, true narcissists frequently disregard others or their feelings. They also do not understand the effect that their behavior has on other people. So that's the WebMD definition of it. So this is Mayo Clinic. A narcissist personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonable high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. But behind this mask of extreme confidence, they are not sure of their self-worth and are easily upset by the slightest criticism. And I will say I did see that. But you see that a lot in not a lot in people. When you know the true definition of people, and some people, you're just like, what is wrong with them? That you do tend to run across some narcissistic people. And I heard Tasha K say one time on her thing, on her channel, that she was like, oh, I'm always accused of being narcissistic. People keep always calling me narcissistic. Like, that's a big deal. She was like, in order to actually do this, to sit in front of this camera for this amount of time, anybody who's on YouTube doing it, everybody got to be a little narcissistic to sit there and just talk and think somebody want to hear your opinion. So I was like, she ain't true about that, because I'm over here talking thinking somebody want to hear my opinion. So, I mean, you got a little truth in that. But that's where Tasha K is brilliant at. She's brilliant at giving you some truth, and then, what I feel like be a bunch of lies or nonsense threw up in there. But she's also one of those people, well, I was kind of raised a little ghetto some of the time. So, usually when there's a fight, or some people, when they're into it, especially females, when they're into it, and that one that just get loud, like the dog who barked the loudest have the softest bite. Like, she's one of those who, like, if she thinks that her bark is gonna scare you off, and a lot of people it tends to, because a lot of people are non-confrontational. So you shout loud enough, they're used to doing that, and people bowing down and giving them their ways. I have run across in my life narcissistic people who and I think this may apply to Tasha K, but I'm not, I don't know these people personally. I just go back with the little stuff I done seen on YouTube. She'll help people, but she only wants to help you to be up under me. Like, I ain't gonna never help you. She seemed like one of those types. I done ran across those types. I ain't gonna never help you to be above me or have more than me or be at my level. Now, I help you get something, but, you know, you gonna be here. I help you come from down here somewhere, you know, where you can't even see the hand. You're down here somewhere. And to get up here. I ain't finna help you get with me or even right here close to me. You gonna stay down there because I want you to worship me. And they usually surround themselves around people who worship them or think that they're doing so much. And so if somebody who's just like not a follower, that's what they surround themselves around followers. If you're not a follower, you probably won't get along too well with a narcissist. Not because of the fact that they don't like that you have your own opinion, that if it doesn't coincide with theirs. Your own, like I do one thing, it's just like anytime that we suggest we go somewhere, well, got a problem with it. It ain't until they suggest where we're going that person wants to go. Other than that, it's an excuse not to go. All right. So let me finish reading. This is the Mayo Clinic. So a narcissist personality disorder causes problems in many areas of life, such as relationship, work, school, or financial matter. People with narcissistic personality disorder may be generally unhappy and disappointed when they're not given the special favors or admirations that they believe they deserve. And Storm was telling that, no, your only problem with me is that you told me to cut off Vaughn and I didn't. And so since I didn't choose Vaughn over you, then you didn't want to deal with me no more. You was mad. You didn't want to deal with me no more. As far as Conscious TV said, that's another ultimatum she gave somebody else. Larry Reid. She told Larry Reid, either Larry Reid or Conscious TV, and whoever don't pick her, you know, she felt like it's gonna be hell pay, baby. So they may find their relationship troubled and unfulfilling, and other people may not enjoy being around them. Treatment for narcissist personality disorder centers around talk therapy, also called psychotherapy. Narcissistic personality disorder affects more males than females, and it often begins in the teens or early adulthood. So here are some symptoms of a narcissistic personality disorder. They have an unreasonably high sense of self-importance and require constant, excessive admiration. They feel they deserve privilege and special treatment. They expect to be recognized as superior even without the achievements. They make achievements and talent seems bigger than they are. They make their achievements and their talent seems bigger than they are. They be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate. Believe they are superior to others and can only spend time with or be understood by equally special people. Be critical of and look down on people they feel are not important. Expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning them. Yeah. She told Stormy, yeah, because you was acting like you was in high school. So why did you like you? Because you was acting like you was in high school. I told you that ain't what you needed to be doing for the channel. But then got bad that she said Larry Reid had told her one time about her hair. But, okay. They take advantage of others to get what they want, have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others, be envious of others and believe others are envious of them, behave in an arrogant way, brag a lot and come across as conceited, insist on having best of everything, for instance, the best car or office. At the same time, people with narcissistic personality disorder have trouble handling anything they view as criticism. They can become impatient or angry when they don't receive special recognition or treatment, have major problems interacting with others and easily feel slighted, react with rage or contempt and try to belittle other people to make themselves appear superior, have difficulty managing their emotions and behavior, experience major problems dealing with stress and adapting to change, withdraw from or avoid situations in which they might fail, feel depressed and moody because they fall short of perfection, and have secret feelings of insecurity, shame, humiliation, and fear of being exposed as a failure. So that's the Mayo Clinic definition of a narcissist, y'all. I just wanted to go over that because it's just, I see like lately within the last year or two, and I don't know if it's so many people have been, getting into therapy now since Corona, because they said the Corona took a major hit to a lot of people's mental health. So it's just like people learn new words and they just start throwing it out all everywhere, y'all. So, okay. What else I wanted to talk about? Okay, now this is, I want to say this is last week or the week before, is that the Mariah Carey asked for full custody of kids. So I wanted to Google what was the difference between the full custody and joint custody. So the legal term child custody refers to the legal and practical relationship between a child and a parent or guardian, and is generally determined in the event of divorce or separation. So what is full custody? Full custody refers to a type of child custody arrangement in which only one parent assumes all the responsibility related to caring for and raising their child. Full custody may be granted to the primary custodial parent when the following situations occur. One parent has become ill, disabled, or otherwise incapacitated. The court has determined that the other parent is considered unfit to raise a child. The parent has been incarcerated or has a negative criminal record, or there's a history of abuse or neglect by the parent. When a parent is awarded full custody, they are the only parent entrusted with both legal and physical custody. Legal custody gives the custodial parent the right and obligations to make decisions regarding the child upbringing. These could include decisions regarding the child education, religious teaching, discipline, and medical care. Physical custody refers to the physical placement of the child, such as where the child will live or spend most of the time. Full custody does not necessarily mean that the other parent has no visitation right at all. In some full custody case, the non-custodial parent could have some short periods of visitation with the child. So that's what Mariah is filing for. So right now they have joint custody. And joint custody occurs when both parents split physical custody of the child while one parent retains legal custody. Joint physical custody refers to the amount of time each parent spends with the child. Court typically favors joint custody because it is generally in the child's best interest for both parents to remain involved in all aspects of their child's life. However, some common limitation on joint custody includes the parent live far away from each other, which makes it difficult to evenly split physical custody. A joint custody situation could disrupt the child. A joint custody would conflict with the child. They said joint custody and shared custody are often compared to each other. So the only thing that I really see is that under full custody, they said the court may grant it in the history of abuse or neglect by the other parent. And I want to say in an interview, Mariah was saying that Nick Cannon had so many kids that he does not have time. And I don't think he's been seeing the kids. I think she said he haven't been able to see the kids. And when it came out that Nick Cannon was having all these kids, that's the only thing I had said about it. Everybody's like, well, if he got enough money to do it, then he can do it. I'm like, but what about when it comes to kid, it ain't just the money. Yeah, you need money to take care of them. But at the same time, if he got 12 kids and he's working and doing these TV shows and traveling and things of that nature, how can he see 12 kids that lives in 5, 6 different homes? And so Mariah Carey is just like, I mean, if you haven't been able to see the kid, so why should I have to wait to make decisions as far as medical health, where the kid go to school, where I could live at? Because a lot with joint custody, if you want to move and everything, depending on how the arrangement is set up, she would need to get Nick approval. She probably can't even get in touch with Nick half the time because he's too busy making babies, or out doing shows or things of that nature, where she's probably feeling like her kids are not. I know he cannot spend enough as much time with him as he did before when they were his only kids. Now he have 10 more. So yeah, I filed for custody because if I'm the one who's doing everything, I need to be able to make these decisions and not have to wait for you to get back in touch with me and do what's best for them. Because if I'm doing what's best for them anyway without you, why shouldn't I have the legal authority to do it? Because some people do that. Like, I know a situation where the parents got divorced, and some guys will fight. Maybe women too, depending on who makes the most money. They'll fight for custody of the kids, or they'll fight for joint custody of the kids because they don't want to pay child support, not because they really want the kid. So they'll go and they'll fight for joint custody, and once they're granted joint custody, they don't get the kid. So it depends on the person. Sometimes they'll do it because they still want that control in that other person's life. Because it's like, I'm gonna get Christmas, I'm gonna get blah blah blah, and what I didn't typically see, what happens is that person will fight for these holidays and everything, and once they see that it's not upsetting the person, upsetting their ex-partner, they ain't seeing them kids, they not picking them up on that day and everything. But you can't really plan. You have to still plan your life around that schedule that they gave the both parents to oblige by. Now, if you don't, and even though this man or this woman is not coming to see the kids, and y'all have joint custody, if you break that arrangement and it's their day or whatever, and you didn't plan to do something, y'all going out of town, y'all, because you like, oh, well, they ain't coming no way. They didn't miss the last year of seeing them. So let me just go and you'll get in trouble. You could legally get in trouble. You could legally get arrested for interfering with their visitation. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot to think about, and without knowing what their custody arrangement is, I would assume that it's something of that nature, because other than that, why would she wait this long? It ain't like the kids are a couple months. Her kids are the oldest. So why would she wait this long to be like, oh, now I want full custody? And if she was jealous, I hear some people like, oh, well, maybe she's jealous of him, having all these kids. No, she would have did that kid 2, 3. He on the extra number 10. Well, 12 including hers, but she would have been did that if it was about the jealousy or the other woman. And they said, oh, well, maybe she's embarrassed. Yeah, who? There's a lot of us embarrassed by their baby daddy, baby, because people don't even know who my baby daddy is. They been met him out on the street and everything until they see him with our child, which is a rare occasion because our child is grown now. But baby, ain't finna be telling people who that was a whole nother person when I don't know who. It's like Kiki White, y'all forgive me, but I don't know who this man is. Everybody finna be. Sometimes your baby, y'all, especially y'all men, y'all know y'all be like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I was thinking with my other head. When people see your baby mama, like, how you end up with? Yeah, that woman is human. So sometimes we is embarrassed by our baby mama, our baby daddy. And what does that be? Absolutely nothing. Makes her human. You'll be embarrassed too, this man out here having 11 kids. And then the other conversation that I heard regarding this subject is, would you want the kids, your kids, to be raised around the other kids? And I'm like, yeah, because the kids didn't have nothing to do with it. You don't want to grow up your kids dating, because we don't know when he gonna stop. We don't know if his goal to have 2 in every state. We don't know. So yeah, you would want your kids around, like with my daughter, my oldest daughter, her father, he has other kids, and I have always welcomed them kids in my house, and I will welcome them here because I know this environment, and a mom could come and look at the environment. But depending on who the mama is, baby, I don't do drama. I don't do the mess. So I don't invite the mess to my house. But the kids are always welcome to come over and spend time with their siblings, and they spend time with me and my husband kids. So the kids ain't got nothing to do with it. And sometimes that them second moms or however many Nick get now, he on 5, 4, 5. Sometimes those kids they get to experience, like, if it's a toxic relationship, like, it doesn't seem like Nick has a toxic relationship with his baby mamas. But in my situation, like, the kids sometimes will be around toxic relationship, and your house will be an oasis, and your house they actually see how a man and a woman should live together, and how, you know, a normacy, and it's a relief for them. So I don't see no problem as long as the mom agrees with it, the other moms, that her Mariah Carey kids knowing they brothers and sisters. Why wouldn't you know? Why wouldn't you want to know your brothers and sisters? Because your daddy out here, you ain't gonna want to know. That's silly. That's crazy. I think that they should. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Like, I want to talk about the Alec Baldwin and how he's getting charged, but we will save that for another day, y'all. I'm standing here. You see me with my sweater, in my work sweater. Got it all covered up. You know, have to go in there and act all professional and everything. Hi, how are you? How's your day? So, you know, it's my sophisticated sweater. But let me go on back up in here, y'all. So, well, I don't know. Drop like, comment, subscribe. I always forget to say that. Like, comment, subscribe. And leave comments about this video and what you think we should talk about next, y'all. And also comment if y'all know more details about this whole... I can't watch all them videos, y'all. It's too many hours. It's too much. It's too much with the Tasha K and the Larry Reid. So I would like to see what happens with this lawsuit, because that's where you're going to get the information. That's when they get to go through people's phone, present evidence and everything like that. Because of my initial hearing about it, it does not, from the little clips that I seen on Tasha K channel from the guy, I don't know, some of the story wasn't adding up, as far as he said it happened at this address and the place wasn't even built yet. But he made it a point to say he has photographic memory because then I'm like, okay, well, you can have the dates off, but he made it a point to say when something traumatic happened to him, he got photographic memory. So how would you not remember what house you was in? So I'm like, I don't know. And then it's Tasha K. It's the history that she has when she fall out with somebody to get a campaign against them about something. And so it's like, I don't know. I don't know. So, like, I hope he does do the lawsuit so we can find out more information, y'all. So, now that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.